How's it going, chat? We are doing a solo exploration stream in VRChat tonight, just for a couple hours. I did stream earlier, a bunch of jank VR games, and so I don't do this that often, double streaming 2 times in the same day, but I wanted to separate the jank VR games from the VRChat stream for my bots. If you weren't here for the stream I did earlier when I was doing a bunch of random like grab bag of VR games. Since I'm streaming stuff to YouTube now, like my VODs or my stream VODs are essentially being archived on the live tab for my YouTube channel, I was like, yeah, I don't really wanna. I want to separate the jank VR stuff from the nice chill VRChat stream. So that's pretty much what I was doing. I did that earlier, and then I'm back for just you know, chill, not moving around a whole lot like I was earlier. Just a nice chill exploration stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Also, I'm gonna try something different with the since I'm streaming to YouTube. One issue I run into with my VODs is especially when I'm doing stuff in VRChat is copyrighted music. So I have the world volume for this map down at the moment because, like, unfortunately, a lot of your chat maps are just full of copyrighted music. Unfortunate, like a lot of the music people choose fits the vibe of the world, of course. And you know, if I'm exploring on my own, you know, I'm gonna listen to the music and everything. But for streaming, it just like, oh, the copyrighted music sucks. So at the moment, I have like a game playlist going on. I think I'm gonna lower it though. Just a little bit. So we'll have that. I've got like a playlist of N64 game stuff in the background, just to fit the vibe of the chill exploration. It kind of sucks to have the world volume down on a lot of these maps though, because like some maps do this, thankfully. And I don't know if there's a video player in this map, so I can change the music. But some maps have don't have a way to turn down their music, like it's mixed with like the ambience in the world. Because this world actually has some good ambience, but it's mixed in with like the copyright music, so I have to keep the world volume down. Unfortunately, let me show you where I'm at. This is like a Japanese map that I ended up finding. It's kind of got like this. I don't know how to describe it. It's like cyberpunk but trashy. I'll show you. I'm gonna get up here. Oh, have you been this one? Remember this world? I liked it, but there's no reflection probes, so I show up all black. Oh, yeah, because you have a special avatar. Yeah, I really like the feel of this world. It's very Kowloon-esque, I guess, because of all, like, how crowded. I like this vibe. It's just so scummy. Like, I'm depressed about all the pizza, all the discarded pizza, all over the floor. Let me see if I can find the entrance to this place. Does this even work? Yeah, the vending machines don't even work. Oh, GoldenEye music. It's like fitting for being in a place like this. I'm trying to figure. Oh yeah, this is where you usually start. Yeah. It's got like a really nice vibe. It's very cramped, so hopefully like you know what? I don't know if people like I was kind of claustrophobic when I was younger, but not too bad, but I wonder if people experience claustrophobia in VRChat. Like, you know, some people experience other things like because it's so immersive. I think this might go somewhere, but I'm gonna could have swore one of these doors go to another area. But I don't know if people experience that in VRChat. I think sometimes people experience like acrophobia, like if they're up in like a really high place. But okay, so that goes somewhere. Just gonna say it's really Kowloony. Yeah, there's a I don't know if I've streamed the other like Kowloon other than District Roboto, which Finn's made a new map by the way. It looks really nice. It fits like a summer vibe, but I'm not gonna go to it in like the solo hop. I'm actually gonna take the group there tomorrow, so you'll get to see that. But yeah, so outside the one made by Finns, there are some other like Kowloon-esque maps. I don't think I've shown them on stream, so I can check those out. Also, let me know if you hear helicopters and sirens through my microphone. Oh my god, this like... Do you think I would go insane by now, living in an area that's right next to, like, people possibly dying all the time, you know? Like, people being, like, brought in through, like, medical helicopters. That's just my life. I guess I've gotten used to it. I'm actually gonna stand up now. I was sitting for a while just to kind of chill after... I was doing a lot of movement when I was streaming earlier because I was doing some funky bowling and sword fighting and trying to punch people in the dick, but it didn't work too well. It's very jank. I like this TV room. I don't know. It's like, I guess all the sirens and stuff, it just kind of fades in the background and you get used to seeing all that stuff. Goblin machine? Goblin machine. Okay, let me check out... So there's this store. I feel very, like, tall in here, in this area. Can I actually go in here? Why are there... There's, like, huge, giant fries. There's, like, discarded food everywhere. It's, like, disappointing. There's so much to look at, though, in here. It almost feels... Oh, my God. It's, like, so... The ceiling is, like, so low. You know what this gives me the vibe of, though? I'm pretty sure I've seen other maps like this, but there are some dance maps that kind of start out like this, where you're in, like, an underground area, or it's in, like, a back alley, or you know, somewhere kind of scummy looking, and then, like, you kind of explore for a little bit, and eventually leads to, like, some underground, like, club, like, dance club or something. There's a few like that. Like, actual legit dance clubs in, VRChat with the DJs and all that. Does this go anywhere? Yeah, I think this is a dead end. Let's see, nasty and infected with germs everywhere, but also comfy. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you lived in a place like this for a while, maybe you would build an immunity. Here, chat. Let me sit down in a place where my chat tracking won't... I have to worry about that one base station. I will fix it eventually. Either I have to buy a new base station or I gotta... I think it's past its warranty, so I don't think I can send it in to the Valve or wherever they do their repairs, unfortunately. So I think I'm probably gonna have to foot the bill and actually buy another base station, which I'm not happy about because they're not cheap. But yeah, I was gonna say you might build an immunity to all the scum if you lived in a place like this. Let's see, Shelters Club. Reality venue is like this. You walk around a bunch of dark corridors before getting to the club. I can't remember if I ever got a chance to go there. So there's this door. I thought there was like another... I could have swore there was another door I could go into. Is it this one? Look at this hallway here. Huh, weird. Yeah, I thought there was like another door. I must be imagining it. So there's this one. I think that's the one I went into. I guess that's it. But yeah, this is like a cool... This is a cool map. Let me see if I can go upstairs. Still thinking maybe there's... So there's room 00. I was in this one. Maybe there's one upstairs? There might be one upstairs. There's a TV room. What about this one? I guess not, huh? Alright then. Wait, there's like... I haven't been up here yet. Does this go anywhere? Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah. I thought there was... I must be imagining it, but maybe there was like another map I went to that was similar to this, but it went out to like a larger city area. Oh god, the Zelda music. It kind of clashes with the vibe here. Maybe. Yeah, I think maybe I can check out, go to some other Kowloon maps that I've been before, and then like see what sort of chill maps there are, like a new and treading. There's stuff I'm saving for the group, but we can check out some other stuff here. There's Kowloon Shisha? Let me see what... There's Kowloon Wall Street. I think there's only one other Kowloon map that I like, so it's other than the District Robota one, so we'll go to that. I need to find, you know, I need to find like a video game playlist that has more of like... Whenever I try to look up something for like some ambience to play, I want something that's more like, I guess, mellow, because a lot of the music is more like upbeat. Like the N64 chill. This is supposed to be like a chill music playlist, but a lot of the music kind of contrasts with the vibe I'm going for. Alright, I'm gonna turn up... There's a world... Let's see, there's a world recreation of that one Nakajin capsule tower. Oh, I think I may have seen that. Let me go through here. I think this world has copyrighted music as well, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to keep, Is this the right world? Maybe they updated since I've been here. Yeah, so this one's nice and cramped. Like a good Kowloon map should be. Okay, so I can't go up there. I just got stuck. Okay, yeah, be careful when you... This is like an older map, so I guess be careful of weird colliders. Oh yeah, this one has a really nice vibe. Let's see, there's a lot of YouTube channels that have video game ambience that make for good world exploration music. Yeah, if anyone has like recommendations for stuff that would fit more of the kind of worlds that I explored, just DM me or send it to me on Discord somehow. Yeah, look at this tiny little room. Tiny little bed. I don't know, that's this... I could live in a space like this. I've lived in some pretty, like, small spaces before. Just like a small kitchen or shop, maybe? Let's see, can you turn the clock sound? Yeah, they have... Okay, so there's like... There is ambience here. If I can find the video player... Let me see if I can locate it, because it's in like a side room. I'm gonna run through here. It's somewhere around here. There's so many like different areas here. This place is a lot bigger than I thought it'd be. Okay, here it is. Because this is probably Chinese instrumental music. Yeah. I'm going to actually stop that. Okay. Now let me see. There should be ambience in this world. So, there we go. There's a little bit of ambience. Yeah. Sadly, I can't have the music playing in here. It's very quiet. Oh yeah, yeah. I did go in here with quite a few people. We messed around with the hookah. There's hookahs everywhere in here. Yeah, they got the hookah. I don't know if I can I move this in the middle? It's kind of weird being in the corner like this. Yeah, you can. Yeah, so I remember I went in here with a group of friends a long time ago, and I don't know if they've updated this map since then, but it's a pretty nice place to chill. So you got like your hangout areas. Is this like a mirror? What is this like? Is this bedroom? Okay, so there's like a bedroom in here with a clock. I guess some VRChat maps have like a sleeping area with like alarm clocks that you can set just in case you want to fall asleep in VR. I guess there's not like a whole lot of ambience in here, but I really like the lighting though, like the different colored lighting. So quiet without the music. Yeah, let me turn on the music. Let me see if I can get past. Do we have anything else that isn't like Zelda? Sure. Resident Evil work, I think. There we go. Just to have like something, a little bit of something in the background. Yeah, I really like this map. Here's another small kitchen. Yeah, if you just like stand back here, this whole like area here going back just looks really cool. The lighting and everything. I'd say no, sleeping in VR isn't uncommon, but wouldn't having blue light right against the eyes not be good for sleep? There's different methods people use to lower the light or just kind of not have it on. You still got a screen against your face. But there's maps that have like that, you know, where you can adjust the lighting, or there's external tools outside of VRChat that you can use alongside VR software to adjust the lighting and do a bunch of stuff. So I don't know if it's healthy to do that, but I've done my share of VR sleeping. Other people have. So, you know, I don't know what the effects would be of that later in life. I wouldn't like to see. I am very curious because obviously, you know, there are things you would need to be treated for that VR can cause. Like, you know, there's motion sickness, you know, eye problems. Not everyone gets them though. There you can get injuries from VR, like neck injuries and stuff. I do wonder in the future if there will be like the thing is like VR is still not like it's still kind of a niche thing, you know, especially like extended use given that fucking Meta. I saw an article by Meta. It made me kind of laugh because if you're like an advanced VR user, actually I don't even think you have to be an advanced VR user. It like there was an article, I didn't read the full article, but it was something like, oh, the sweet spot for using VR is only 30 to 40 minutes, and everyone else, I think Tupper, who, you know, is like one of the main staff for VRChat, like, had posted it, and he was basically like, Lamau, because, like, I don't know, if you're used to using VR, maybe even like a moderate user, you can definitely spend more time in VR, like 2 hours. Maybe. Just had a few intense mic chirps. Yeah, it's probably because of too many resources being stretched. That usually happens when the computers when there's resources being used, like too much going on at the same time. Unfortunately, XSplit does that shit. But yeah, Meta was like, oh yeah, the average or the sweet spot is only like 20 to 40 minutes in VR, and I'm like, it's if you're an advanced VR user, that's just extremely laughable because a lot of us when you get used to being in VR, a lot of us there are some people who can be in VR for a very long time, right? Like maybe up to 8 hours. I can be. I think my extent is like 6 hours. It really depends on what I'm doing, though. What world I'm in, what activities I'm doing, whether how tired I get and stuff. I could definitely sleep in VR. Like even just having I've gotten to the point where like the headset doesn't bother me and like sometimes when I have it on, I kind of feel like I want to just like I get really like chilled out because for some reason having the association of having the headset on my head makes me want to sleep. And if I'm tired enough and in like a nice world that has like nice ambience and stuff in it like rain or water or whatever, I'm going to conk out. Like having this thing on my face and having like if I have the lights lowered and stuff, it's not gonna bother me if I'm tired enough. um, I've spent at least 2 hours at a time when I played Half-Life Alyx. It's funny that they think that considering I spent over 6 hours in VRS regularly each day. Most you've ever done is 14 hours straight. Was the launch day for Half-Life Alyx and you streamed it. It's kind of crazy because I remember when we were doing the dance club stuff, I remember spending like I don't know if I want to go up here. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I want to get stuck on a collider. Can we go down here? Oh, these apartments. Um, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the dance clubs. When I was doing the dance clubs more in VRChat, I remember dancing for like being at a dance club in VR for like 5 hours. And I dance like I don't know. It's just like sometimes when you're in VR, you lose track of time. You have a tendency to over like extend yourself like physically. Like I've done it a lot because I'll do stuff in VR and not even like think about how much movement I've actually done, and then I'll like go to bed and I'll wake up and I'll be like, why the fuck am I so sore? That happens to me a lot. It happens to me a lot. Can we go in here? I think this is where I came from, right? This place has a lot of, like, branching paths. Okay, so this is, like, the beginning. Yeah, this is just, like, a cool little map. Teleport. Oh, okay, so you can just teleport yourself to this area. Huh. Yeah, I think that's it. This is just, it's just kind of got, like, a nice cramped... If crampedness does not bother you, this kind of has, like, a nice... like tight, cozy vibe to it. So yeah, this is another Kowloon map. The District Roboto one is pretty cool. It's very massive though, and I think there's a code you can get once you explore through like the entirety of it and get to the end of where the actual like Kowloon-esque part is. But in terms of like other Kowloon maps, there's this one and then that smaller one I was just in. If that's, an aesthetic that you like and you want to hang out with your friends. Let's see. Because it hurt, you feel like they don't consider it that headsets have gotten way more comfortable. When you had your Quest 1, which was really uncomfortable, I usually didn't spend more than 2 hours in VR. But with my Quest 3, it's so much more comfortable and I could spend a very long time without it ever being uncomfortable. Yeah, and the Quest, I guess I've got a little more resilience though, because obviously the Index is, like even when I first started using the Index, here, I'm gonna sit where I can see. I'm gonna have the hookah in view. When I first got the Index, one thing I struggled with was trying to balance the weight on my head, and I thought maybe I needed like some people do this, they'll get counterweights depending on the headsets they get, but the Index is definitely like more front heavy, but it depends on how you you have it. You're gonna learn how to actually wear it on your head. But like, I think I just got so used to wearing it that it just doesn't bother me anymore. And of course, you know, with the Index, you have a cord as well. You got this long cord, it's kind of heavy. So it's definitely a headset on the heavier side. Some people just aren't used to it. They couldn't possibly think of sleeping in it. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm just used to it. Um, and then you have like the Quest headsets are lighter. And then you got other headsets that like the what is it? The big screen VR headsets that people have been talking about, and like really the advantage of those is just I think they're just like meant to be way lighter. And I forgot the other features of it, but like they have some tracking features or something. It's not for me. Big screen's not for me. I'm fine. I don't need to spend. Those things are expensive for what you're buying them for. You know, the having like the weightlessness, but there's so many options. You know now. And I think Meta just up its own ass. There's so many options for VR, you know. Meta just says like the weirdest shit. Let's see, I think we were there for at least 4 hours. Easily lose track of time. Big Screen Beyond is tiny and light. They have eye tracking and probably the best displays you can get for VR. Yeah, maybe that's something that can be considered for the future if I've got the money, but I'll stick with Index for now. Speaking of spending time in VR, I think I've only got like under 100 hours left, but I'm getting close to like 4,000 hours spent in VR, like in VRChat specifically. That's not my total Steam VR time. I'm pretty sure. I wonder if there's a way to check. Let me check real quick. Can I check Steam VR? Let me see what it has for, let's see, all games. Can I look at my Steam VR? Steam VR home. I don't think Steam VR is on, let's see, non-Steam? Yeah, I can't check from VR. I can't check my Steam VR hours. I'm sure it's a lot, though. But yeah, I'm getting close to 4,000. And I mean, I always say this, but a lot of my hours are spent just like hanging out with people or exploring on my own. I haven't done a lot of public stuff. Very little. Like outside the dance maps, like when I used to go to the dance clubs, and then some public game stuff. Most of it's just like private instances, so that's like something you can do. Let me see. Oh, hi Altaria, how you doing? Find some fun stuff. I'm hanging out in Kowloon-esque maps at the moment. Yeah, and smoking a hookah, talking in the chat because this is fun. About VR stuff. Been thinking about eventually getting the Big Screen Beyond 2 for your boyfriend. Just need to save up for a while. Yeah, I hope it's worth it. I mean, if we got someone we know that tries it, they can always give us their review of it. See if it's worth it. Did you see that VRChat is going to be adding an optional days in VRChat counter? Do you get like you win a prize for consecutive days or something? Can you imagine that? Oh, it's like an MMO. Because already, like, you notice how they have, this is a new thing that they've been doing too, like, claim prizes. You're claiming, you get these, like, gifts now. I swear to God, it feels like a fucking MMO where you have dailies. So, like, now if you're, like, logging in during a certain time in VRChat, like a seasonal thing or something, they now have, like, especially if you have VR Plus, they have, like, inventory items that they're doing now, usable inventory items, there's stickers and stuff like that. If they add like a fucking consecutive days thing, it just reminds me of an MMO. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. You value wireless too much, so Big Screen Beyond isn't as appealing of an option. Is Big Screen Beyond, is it wireless or wired? I don't remember. I know that it's light, but here, I'm thinking about going to another map here. I want to check what's on. Actually, there's a liminal map that Lol and Sai showed me. Is this like another door I haven't been into? Oh, that just takes you. Oh, there's flashlights. I didn't even know. Look at these big, gaudy flashlights. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go check out that Liminal Nightmares map. It's made by the same person who did Dream Pools. I got stuck on the stair. Okay. You have to get used to blocking people. Let's see. Enjoy Publix for the spectacle. Oh boy, I'm right by a collider here, so it's like making me get stuck. Public lobbies have too many variables you can't control, not worth. You tune into Pride VR group and it's similarly public, and sometimes it can be chill. Yeah, I sometimes think about like maybe going to community events or groups and stuff. At least those, I mean, those are somewhat public, but not really. Like they usually have people moderating them and stuff, but it's just kind of like I don't know. I'm so used to doing like stuff with just a small group of friends that I'm just like, I don't know if I want to deal with it. It probably would be good to like meet some new people, but I meet I don't through the internet, like social media and just like friends and stuff and communities. It kind of feels like I don't need to go into public VR chat in order to meet new people because it just happens constantly, like outside of it. And then I find people who actually use VRChat through that as well. So, oh, hold on. I'm gonna go to a liminal. I'm gonna go check out the Liminal Nightmares map. I've actually been through it kind of already, but I want to show chat. It's made by. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna. My map's kind of stuck because I'm right by a collider. Oh boy, I love when that happens. So my fingers are gonna be like in a weird position for a bit. I love VRChat jank. At least the VRChat jank is not as bad as like the standalone VR games jank I was dealing with earlier. Cause oh boy. Oh, Great Pug, yeah. I still haven't been to public Great Pug, but I heard like, you know, there's some decent people there. And also now people can make adult-only instances if they want to filter out kids and stuff, if need be. Public sounds like it could be a sensory nightmare. It depends on where, because if you... Here's the thing. I'm not opposed to public, it's just I don't need it. There's a video of someone fishing in a public. Way too many kids trying to rage bait people. Yeah, it really depends. I think like the dance clubs are a little more controlled. So let me turn up the music here. We're gonna do a liminal map. So hopefully, the only thing is some of these maps have, I'm probably just gonna have to deal with the copyright because I want to have the music. So yeah, you guys remember, I think I've been to Dream Pools by, I think Lotus, is it Lotus 321, the person who made this? God, I've been to that map so many different times. I went in there with like Vinny and mods and then different friend groups. So yeah, this is supposed to be the opposite of the Dream Pools map. It's more on like the nightmare side. But it looks like this doesn't have persistence because it was kind of in here before. And when you explore, you get these like little, you collect these things that allow you to teleport back to the areas, but I think I'm gonna have to actually fully explore them, so let's do that. Actually, no. I gotta do this. To go behind the mirror. There we go. So you don't need that stress in your life and babies, stuff like that gets in your head and screws with me. So I think the instances of public I've been in that are a little bit better and not as chaotic. Ooh. The hell? Okay. I don't remember that door being open last time I was here. Like last time I explored this. Or maybe it was. Maybe that's actually how you get... Okay. I guess my memory of this is not as good. I don't know what you do with the microwave, but... I know in the Liminal Dreams map, when you collect all the surfboards, there's like an area with the microwave, like the bonus area, but... Alright, let us check this out. A little like PT vibes here. I'm more of a fan of like when it comes to liminal stuff. Oh, I guess the flashlight's not. Flashlight doesn't seem to work all the time. This floor is like, if this floor was in real life, you notice how polished it is and how like wet. This thing would be slick. You would slide on this wood floor. It's been like over polished. Oh yeah, I don't know if I want to go in there. That's the back rooms. Yeah, they've got the back rooms, but it's not as hidden. Yeah, this is. I noticed they designed this a little bit to kind of look like the one area in the PT hallway. I was gonna say though. See, my age brain goes all over the place. With public stuff, if it's focused on a specific thing, like say a game, or a dance club, or like a bar where people are RPing, it's not as bad because everyone's sort of focused on one thing. Like they're there for a thing, you know, and not just a bunch of chaos. I've actually been like I've played some games with randos before, and you know, especially if it's like if the game is limited, like player limited, that can be okay. You know, you can probably meet new people that way. I guess this map has the double jump. Yeah, this is gonna be. I don't know if this is you would call this a fully like brutalist liminal map, but I do like the aesthetic of like lately of what I've been seeing lately when it comes to liminal maps that are more on the brutalist side. I like the brutalist aesthetic. Speaking of, I did stream Nucleus. If you guys remember, it was that like it's a brutalist like liminal pool map, but it had like so many different areas, and then there's like these tunnels that you take like the floats into, and there it was like. I mean, if you weren't used to it, it would seem like Vom City, right? But for me, the experience is really cool. But it was basically like going down these like rapid flowing, like tubes full of rapid flowing water, and they were like sort of rusty inside and everything. It was really cool. Well, the creator of Nucleus is going to be working on like, I think they're working on another map, or maybe it's an update to Nucleus, something like that. But that means more brutalist liminal pool maps, which is really good. That's my kind of thing. Talking to people in public worlds helped me learn how to handle uncomfortable situations better. It's not for everyone, but I think their experience can be gained. I think maybe it's because I've moved around so much, and like I've been all over the place in my youth, that like even as an introvert, when I go to like super crowded events in real life, it's like it doesn't bother me. And like you know, when you're living in the city or you're moving around all over the place, you meet so many weird fucking people. And I just like when it comes to if someone approaches me, I'm totally fine with like small talk with strangers. It doesn't matter who they are, as long as they don't like cross boundaries, right? You know, and I've definitely had those situations. That's why I don't really walk around at night anymore. I'm kind of sad about that. That's something I used to miss doing when I was younger. It was not like it's just not safe enough to walk around, especially if you're in a city, to walk around at night anymore, unless you're like with someone. But Yeah, I've encountered, like, as someone who doesn't have a car, and I've always been walking around in the city, always at bus stops and on alt transportation and been all over the place. I've run into so many different people that, like, I know how to handle it. And of course, like, if you're someone who's been a manager too, because I've been in with my past work history, I've been in management positions, and so I've had to train and work with people, all kinds of people. And because of that, you kind of just have to learn how to, like, I think that's why, you know what? I think that's probably why, when I have, like, the big map hops and everything, or when I do stuff like big groups, the chaos. Now sometimes the chaos can get to me. It can be, like, overstimulating, but maybe that's why I'm not bothered by it as much as other people, because I've just been used to that before. I've been used to, like, being around so many other people that it's just like, it's whatever. If they don't, like, as long as they're, to me, like, I guess I'm more tolerant as long as they're not being a problem. Like, actually, like, legit trying to be malicious. There we go. Because there's always, it's the internet, and if you're surrounded by neurodivergent people, someone's going to be dropping their spaghetti, right? You're going to run into someone that's not as used to being around a lot of people. You got so many, like, clashing temperaments. You just eventually learn how to navigate it, And so there are some people who get really anxious about that. They don't know. They're like, oh, I don't know how to deal with this, So eventually you learn, ooh, there's, like... I don't know if I want to go into the... Because I know in the Dream Pulse map, there's tubes that are, like, shortcuts, but I don't know if I want to fuck around with that. So I might end up somewhere where I don't want to be. So let's see what we got here. It's the other side. I'll just go where this takes me. Would love more from the Nucleus Crater. Being in costume at Ren Fairs and driving frog car at TMG leads to lots of awkward interactions, so I suppose I'm not clueless about it. But I typically find conflict in those venues. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, like, if I haven't mentioned it before, being a redneck and living in, like, a southern area, you're probably going to... Ooh, wait a minute, is this new? I don't remember this being here. Last time I was here. This might have been updated, I don't know. I don't remember this being here. Yeah, I think it also depends on where you're from, too, because, like, I think, my exposure, my impression... You're gonna get right behind there, because that's cool looking. I'm not a northern city person, and obviously there's a lot of stereotypes between people from different sides of the countries, but one thing I've noticed, and this is, like, not against you if you're from, like, the northeast of the states, or certain, like, city states and stuff, but some people are, like, very cold and, like, stuck up. Like, I was raised in the South. Like, I guess people are more, you got, like, two sides of everything, right? Obviously, there's some downsides to living in those areas, right? Like southern, the country areas. But if you throw out the bad stuff, there's a little, like, it's like the small town togetherness where everyone's just, like, open. Kind of in that way. It's hard to describe, Like, there's a stereotype about people from the country, but, like, you just get used to being around people like that, and, like, I guess to people in the city who aren't used to people like that, they're gonna seem like, too open or too loud, or, I'm not loud, but, like, you just kind of, they're too, I don't know how to describe it, too, like, relaxed about some shit, and not about other things. I don't know. That's an old reference? What, this thing? Or something that I mentioned? Used to bike around alone at night around the city. Now I try to get back before the sun goes down. I'm imagining what kind of person would want to start beef with the talking raven person. Spilling spaghetti. Oh yeah, I still use that because it dropping spaghetti is just like, I don't know. It's the perfect way to describe people. So many people always drop their spaghetti. Can I go in here? Oh, I can swim in here. But yeah, when I was younger, I'm very different from how I was when I was a very young person because, like, I think when I hit my teenage years, I became an edgelord and also a lot more introverted, unfortunately. When I was younger, though, when I was a kid, being raised in, like, the South, East, like, more on the coast and places like, you know, Kentucky and all that, I was more extrovert. Like, I didn't give a shit. Like, one experience I can remember is, like, my family taking me out to the mountains where there's horses and stuff. You get on the horses, and there was, like, a small, like, country town, and they had, like, an event going on. And there was this old, like, you know, cowboy-looking dude. They had this, like, area in the middle, and they had, like, horses around and stuff, and there was a cowboy-looking dude just, like, doing tap dancing. And, like, I didn't give a fuck. I, like, got out there with him, this old cowboy dude, and I started tap dancing with him. While my other sister, well, my sister and stuff was, like, they were horse riding, getting on the horses and everything, and I was out there. That's a really good memory, too. I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna dance with this old dude. And tap dance, you know, while all these, like, country people are, like, clapping. That's a thing, like, it seems like a stereotype, but that shit actually happens. I used to be like that. I need more experience with Northerners. Yeah, I miss... I don't know, a lot of country states are not great to live in, obviously, for so many different reasons, but I kind of miss the nicer parts of, like, southern living because of how, like, that homey sort of, like, hey, you're my friend, everyone knows each other, and it's small Mayberry town and all that. I actually miss that because I did live, I lived in a Mayberry-esque town at one point, you know, where we had the small town in the middle, the antique, you got the diner up there, and the Piggly Wiggly, and the laundromat with a few arcade machines, and we'd have, like, our festivals and parades go through the middle of the town. There was, like, railroad tracks alongside where the train would come by, and there was a couple, like, big parks somewhere nearby where they'd have, like, bluegrass festivals and stuff like that. It was a nice vibe. And I have good memories. My dad used to own a cafe in the small town. You know, everyone knew us. And my dad would have karaoke, unlike the restaurant and little cafe he owned. And, like, at one point, I lived on top in, like, an apartment with him and my sister. And then there's, like, this area, there was, like, this stairway. This is, like, the best memory I've ever had. This is, like, one of my favorite memories. But there was a stairway that you could take that goes alongside the restaurant and the apartment. You go all the way up, and it goes to the roof, like on the back side of the restaurant, where you can look out. You can sit on the rooftop and look out to, like, the train tracks, and there's, like, trees and everything. So at nighttime, like, say a Friday night when people are doing karaoke, you hear all these people, like, singing stuff and all this laughter and all that down in the restaurant. And say I wanted to chill out, I'd grab, like, some tea from the restaurant and go up the stairs and go sit on the rooftop at night during, like, a summer. You know, when all the fireflies are out and everything, you got the train passing by. It's a really good memory. Being able to sit on the roof like that, look out at night and everything. So, you'd go mad in a small town. Yeah, I couldn't do small town living. I kind of miss it, though. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, by the way. This is a really cool area. It actually reminds me... This is huge. This area reminds me of the one spot in the Forest Temple in Ocarina of Time. You know, after the twisty corridor? And you kind of have this like Euclidean thing going on. This is definitely more on like the melancholy side, I guess, compared to the Dream Pools map, but it's still cozy in its own way. Even though you're like staring into the abyss. I see a thing down there, so. You know, someday, I don't know if I'll ever get around to it, but one of my pipe dreams, because of that cozy memory, because we don't have access to the cafe anymore. It's been, yeah, it's long gone. Someone else bought it and turned it to this ugly ass Italian restaurant. And like knocked down some walls and stuff. I have very good visual memories though of that place. So, and I think I have pictures and some video enough to like reconstruct it if I wanted to. So I think like a pipe dream I have, and this is the great thing about VRChat, if you've got the motivation to do it, is like, even if something is gone, you know, if you've got the memory, you've got references, you can go off, you can just rebuild it in here, you know? That's what people do. It's kind of sad in a way, actually. It's kind of sad and fucked up. We have, like, so much shit that's just dying, you know? Like, retail. Fucking Kmart's gone. Like, there's so many Kmart maps in, VRChat. We're the Wall Master. Yeah, those things actually scared me. Can you imagine being in that place in VR? The Wall Masters would really scare me. I'm actually gonna go down here. But yeah, Kmart's... I don't think there's any Kmart's anymore. I'm just gonna leave the... I don't think I need the flashlight. I don't think it gets too dark in here. But yeah, I don't think there's any, are there any Kmart's left? That place is fucking died. I think I streamed being in a Kmart, didn't I? Way back? We went to like a super Kmart. But, I used to work there. Like, I worked at, quite a few of them, different states. It was like in a management position at one point. Department manager. A few departments, but it's all gone. I actually left, I actually stopped working there before it went, at least the last location I was at, I stopped working there before it closed. And I actually have some pictures. I probably posted them at one point, but it was really spooky. It's kind of like those, you know, those guys who did the Dead Mall videos where they just cover dying retail. It was like that, where it's like the floors are really open and you see like marks left over from where there were shelves, and there's like mannequins, and like it's just like kind of very depressing, you know, whatever they have left over, all the pictures and stuff. I don't know where to go in here. This place is like massive. You get lost in here. But hey, you can relive your memories of dead retail in a virtual reality space. Isn't that cool? All of the stuff that we had fun, maybe not fond memories for. I don't know. Some places actually kind of suck if you worked at them. Ooh. But yeah, all your fond childhood memories of all the places you used to go are fucking dead. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Am I up here now? I might actually need to Get out of here. I need to get out of here. You can't leave. You're in the tube room forever. Yeah, this is why I have usually a Beano when I'm exploring, because I got flying. Actually, do I have flying? I'll see if I have. I think I might have flying on this avatar. But yeah. I mean, there's more stores that are dying. A lot of the all the hobby stores, craft stores are dying. And they're getting replaced by Spirit Halloween. Isn't that great? I brought that up like recently. I forgot what brought it up. I think because I was going out and checking out stuff, but like I noticed that Joann's was replaced by a Spirit Halloween. Oh, I have flying on this, so. And that's like just the death knell of a lot of retail places is being replaced. Like it's hollow, the hollow corpse of a retail place is being replaced by something related to a holiday where we celebrate the spirits of the dead. So what is this thing over here? There's a door. What is that? Oh, it's a thingy. Did you collect? Okay, I think I'm gonna get out of here because I've been stuck in the tube room for a while. It is cool. I'm tempted to like fly and see what there is. I'll come back here. If I end up, I have a feeling I'm gonna end up back here, so. At least I don't have any qualms about being stuck in a pool room, so. Compared to the back rooms though. Like I think pool rooms would be like more pleasant. Even though supposedly like, you know, it's supposed to smell like chlorine, but I think I'd rather deal with pool smells and like mold, you know? Does this go anywhere? Ooh. Where does this go to? Oh, that actually, oh my god. Okay, that actually goes somewhere. Oh, you can just get lost. Exploring all the like different branching paths. Yeah, look at it. Look at all this. Are these like paths too? Or are they just there for looks? So many places to go. As a far north northerner, I had a manager from Texas with a strong southern accent, and he was treated like a celebrity. I mean, was he like a good worker? Was he a good manager? Like an actual proper manager? He wore a fancy cowboy-looking shirt with design stitched into it. Oh, wow. KB Toys was the shit when you were a kid. Dragged your parents to it every time you were in the mall. Collected those old Pokemon keychains that had pop-open Pokeball. Still have some. Yeah, yeah, Toys R Us is something that died. KB Toys, I guess? Are they fully dead? Rip Joann's. Hancock's Fabrics. I don't think we had that over here. We have Michael's. And I don't know how Michael's is doing. I think Hobby Lobby died too. I don't know if they're still around. I know they had a bunch of stores that they're fucking dead. Where are people getting their craft stuff now? Are they just buying it at department stores? Or online, I guess? Because like, oh yeah, that reminds me. We have a big, so over on the West Coast, it's always good, you know what, whenever I'm exploring places like this, these are a good opportunity for me to talk about stuff like this, I guess. It always happens, solo streams, but on the West Coast, we have this big grocery store that a lot of people like called Fred Meyer. It's been my favorite. We had one around us for a long time. They've been around for a long time. Apparently, a lot of them are closing, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, I'd hate to lose it because I don't want to shop at Walmart. I don't want my grocery options to be like, what, Walmart or Target? There's some smaller places that I go to, but they're very expensive. So it's like, damn, you know, a lot of these places are going out of business because like they have theft and just, you know, not able to like, you know, budgets or whatever it is. They're not able to stay afloat. Even these huge grocery stores, you know, compared to like retail, and it's like, what do you do now? Just order. I guess you gotta order shit online. It sucks. Everything is closing and not hiring and cutting hours. It's like, where do you get the fucking food now? Well, there's Costco. I don't think Costco. If Costco ever goes away, that's we're done. We're fucked if Costco goes. That's where I end up shopping now. I end up going to Costco. Like, you know, we pay the membership and get bulk stuff cheap. So I hadn't been to Costco in a while. I actually hesitated doing Costco for a long time because I didn't think I'd need to buy any bulk. I was like, oh yeah, it's only 2 people. Why do I need to buy bulk food? But now, you know, it's actually pretty helpful. Stuff's cheap, but it's like, you know, the options to shop are dwindling. You know, where you get your food and everything. You know, and a lot of people don't have the space to grow. If you got the space to grow, you know, take advantage of it. But do pool rooms have ventilation? I imagine they would start getting mildewy. Oof. Yeah, I think like the lore, that is like part of the lore, is that there's probably mildew. So that wouldn't smell too good, would it? Like stuff being, you being in like a wet environment, like forever, stuck in a wet environment forever. You're allergic to at least one mold, since you briefly saw a god. After thumbing through your Nana's ancient recipe cards, finish that task a week later with several masks. Yeah, I've been through, here, let me explore here. I've had my share of going through, like, old family stuff and running into, like, you know, especially if it's in, like, a basement, which basements can be prone to moisture. I've had my share of, like, mold. Stuff being completely destroyed by mold, you know. I like the vibe of this room. This room feels very not night. You know, this is supposed to be liminal nightmares. I don't get a nightmare vibe from this room. This is like more on the cozy side. I guess it's just like the calm before going back into like the abyss, right? Tinger's Michaels was a finger paint and glitter store. They have since diversified to fill the niche of other hobbies. And I think Joanne's... God, I get them mixed up, but... Oh, is this the tube room? Yeah, all paths lead to the tube room, apparently. Huh. I see some, like, lit entrances, but I don't know if they go anywhere. Does this go up anywhere? Okay, yeah, we don't need to... I'm going back out. I don't need to get lost in there. The depression, the tube depression room. I thought, I don't know, one of them used to deal with fabrics. I don't really, I mean, I haven't done crafting stuff in a while, so... I'm thinking about getting back into it because I actually have, like, a bunch of stuff just around because I used to do physical crafts. So I've even kind of dabbled in like plushes and stuff, but not seriously. I miss having a shop room. I can still do wood. I still work with wood, but like it's usually smaller stuff. Ooh, got a lot of options here. I'm not going in there. That looks like the back rooms. I'm not getting stuck in the back rooms. This looks like it goes back to... No, this is a different area. There's so many paths, guys. Don't know where to go. At least you're here to keep me company, right? You know, I was actually planning to just jump around a bunch of maps, but I was like, no! We need to go into liminal nightmare. Okay, so this is the other side where I was at. Okay, so let's see what's over here. There's some other maps I'll check out, but I love... I don't know, whenever I do the solo streams, this is kind of what I like doing, though. But there's just like a... This is spooky. I don't think I want to go. I don't think I should be going into any tubes. It seems like a bad idea. Especially in a place like this. Like, because, like, there's the chance. Yeah, you see that? Nope. We're not doing that. It's either tubes lead to back rooms or the tube rooms, so... It's just like a... So many options. Let's see, Costco also maintains food and healthy safety inspections. They also sell a ton of other stuff, but they don't have everything. So I end up having to, yeah, it would be nice if Costco had everything, right? They don't have printer ink, or... there's a lot of other stuff they don't have, and then I end up having to go to other stores. See, your grocery outlet and Food Max. Do Costco for gas? Yeah, there's different options here. Vacuum sealer will make Costco even more of a money saver. Yeah, I need to get one of those. I do the freezer bag things when we do bulk. Because, okay, for very specific reasons that I don't want to explain. Earlier this year, we did a fuck ton of stocking up on stuff, right? Because in anticipation, just in case, right? Because sometimes it's good to be prepared. We stocked up on a bunch of stuff. We did like a big stock run. So I have stuff that I'm still going through from earlier this year that I have not run out of yet. So what I did was, if we end up stocking up on like fresh vegetables, I'll like blanch them, cut them up, blanch them, and then freeze them, put them in like freezer bags, and do the labeling, and they'll last for a while. So that's something I'll do, but I think vacuum sealers would be a good idea for like long-term storage. It's funny, but living right in the middle of north-south, it's exactly what you'd extrapolate. Perhaps there's a Goldilocks latitude for perfect society. You would think, yeah. Little do you know, Jackal, you're accompanying me on a frustrating evening of cutting a tiny chain for joy. I actually, hoping everyone's safe and in good spirits. I'm trying to be. You know what that reminds me of, Terry? You know how I showed pictures of the wood torii that I painted? And I was so proud of myself. It's not, like, perfect, but I was actually really happy when I made that. And I was working on that the whole time that I was watching Breaking Bad with, like, Johnny's watch party. Ooh. Oh, I like the vibe of this place. I guess that's kind of what I've been doing lately. I'm going through Better Call Saul now, by the way. It feels like a slow burn, It's definitely a bit of a different vibe than Breaking Bad. I'm kind of glad I watched Breaking Bad before Better Call Saul, though, because I feel like it fills in certain gaps. But that's what I've been doing, lately in the evenings, like when we get a chance to... Ooh. The thing over here. It's very wet and cave-like in here. But yeah, it's kind of nice because I'll have the episodes on, and then when we were watching Breaking Bad, I spent a lot of time working on that torii gate and just like cutting wood and all that. It took a while to make, but I was really happy. I was like, hey, I still got it in me to do physical crafts. I like this area. So I kind of, I have a lot of fabric stuff, and I'm like, I want to do plushes again, or I want to get into that, doing like smaller stuff. Oh boy. I don't know if I want to go all the way down there. Does this go anywhere? I remember in Dream Pools, the creator put a sandbox. They had an area like this in a pool where it goes all the way down. Go all the way down to the very bottom, and then all you get is like a box with sands on it. Yeah, you get nothing. There's nothing down here. It's a good thing I don't have, like I said, I don't have certain phobias that would be triggered in VR, thankfully. Crafting is cathartic 100%. Will associate streams I watch what I worked on while I watched it. Where'd you put the gate? So I posted it on Twitter, but I used it for my Kamidana. Which is like... I'm not gonna be embarrassed to admit this. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. So at the shelf that I had some SMG5 stuff, some Nahobino stuff on. And obviously, you know, if you know the game, you know that that particular character is supposed to represent one of Japan's gods. What are they, like, you know, nature gods? Like, it's a Shinto god, so Shintoism is like animism type stuff, you know, a lot of their gods represent nature. And I was like, you know what? This is a really crazy, fucked up year. I'm gonna, like, venerate a Japanese god. So that's what I did. I was like, I already have a shelf. I have this book on Shinto. I never known about Shinto stuff before. It's pretty interesting. It's like one of Japan's older, like, ancient. I like and I think animistic, you want to call them, belief systems. Like the Native Americans also do that as well. Like more nature based. Actually, a lot of my heritage. I have a lot of my mixed heritage includes people of cultures that practice animism. So like Native Americans, people, I don't know if I want to say Celtic, like somewhere in the line of Celtic people, they did like animistic stuff too, like nature-based worship and stuff like that. So like, hey, it's in my blood. But yeah, I was like, I kind of knew about Shinto stuff, and like they usually, in order to venerate like nature gods, what they do is like they'll build like this little shelf. You could do it. There's so many different ways to do it. You can even, the simplest thing that I've seen someone do it is like you don't even have to have all these like fancy built stuff on it. You could just have like this little shelf that's higher up a little bit. Put like a plant on it and a bowl of water, and that's like how simple you can do it if you want to do like if you want to venerate like a nature god or give offerings to them, you know. Let's see, you recommend Etsy for plush patterns. It's a gold mine, so many cool designs. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, the gate, I made the Torii gate for the shelf to Susanoo, so I built like a little, I decided to make that a little shelf dedicated to the Japanese god of like seed storms. And so I have like little Torii gate, and the way I built it is I had these like little spots in it where you can put plants in it. So I did like pine sprigs, so those are like offerings. And then you do like an offering, you do like salt, so you can do like sea salt. I had Himalayan salt, so I did both of those. I put them in these little containers, and I did like spring water. So I did like, I change out the water and stuff. I don't know if that makes me sound like crazy, like a crazy person to decide to venerate like a Japanese god like this year, but I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna need it. I think I need all the like, I need any any external help. I think we need it this year. Oh, this is very dark in here. I don't care if someone is like trying to call on Cthulhu. If you wanna like go worship an old god this year, go on a fucking head because things are like really crazy right now. If you want to do that, go ahead. Oh, it's like really deep and dark in here. I don't know. It's kind of fun to do though, because you kind of learn, just learning about stuff like that. I mean, it could be a lot worse. It could be like, I don't know, sacrificing like a goat to something. Like Greek gods. I know a lot of like you know, Mesopotamian gods. Like, or gods from Mediterranean areas, you know, there's animal sacrifices. Actually, even with those, a lot of those deities, what they would do is just offer, like, food or whatever, like a harvest. If you had like a good harvest, you'd offer them like some of your stuff. Little shrines sound so cool. I think it's fun to do. You know what inspired me to do it though? Because I saw a lot of Japanese fans, like, Japanese fans. Okay, it's kind of like wholesome in a way, but also like funny if you think about it. But because like the character represents, you have characters that represent Japanese gods. They felt like they already have like these little like shrines in their homes. They're like little shrines. And they would kind of do it to the character. I don't know if that's considered weird because technically it's allowed, like via mythology or like worshiping practices. And you know they've done it like even in the Western world. They're trying to like, yeah, I'm not someone who considers myself that religious at all. I just like mythology and like learning about like cultures and how they like venerate their gods and stuff. But I think even in like the Western world, this area is really cool, by the way. I don't know how they did this effect, but we have like, you know, modernized versions. They might I don't know what you call them, like have like an avatar representative of like a god or something, or like not even a god, maybe like an important figure that people will like might worship or might give like do something with. I don't know, that they consider important. So like I don't see any difference from that. Like whenever people draw or fictional media has like their own interpretation of like a mythical being, it still counts. Like, even if you... Okay, let's take Okami, for example. That's one that people know. So Okami is, like, a popular game, right? It's based on Shinto lore. Well, the wolf in Okami is based on Amaterasu, so she is one of the main... very well-known Shinto god, like, represents the sun and all that. She's the sister of Susanoo, Tsukiyomi and all that. Which in that she became a wolf thing. If someone wanted to, because this is her building like Shinto shrines, like having one in your home that dedicated to her is like a pretty popular thing. So let's say you didn't have anything that represented her, but you had like Okami stuff. It counts. You could use it because even if you had like merch or whatever related to the game, as long as if the wolf is supposed to represent that mythical god, it still counts and you could probably use it. Because I've seen Japanese fans do that, so I guess it's allowed. You're allowed to do that. Okay, so we're going in the red. I may end up in the blue tube room. There's this little flower. Oh god, it's really dark in here. I feel like I'm going through a colon. There's this flower that grows on the side of roads. You got fixated on it. Turns out it's a very old symbol of perseverance and protection since the Middle Ages. I dried some flowers and put them in tiny glass vials, turned them into earrings. Love what inspires you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Animism allows for cultures to respect not only people but venerate the physical world around them. Yeah, I like partaking in the practices, honestly. Like, I still kind of like doing it. I'm very much about honoring stuff, even if you don't have to be a religious person to honor things. Like, you know, there are people who honor the dead, right? You don't have to be religious to do that. You can just want to honor their memory, what they did in life. Maybe like there are things that exist in the world that are important to you. You can honor them. So, you know. Also, like with gods, you don't have to consider them as like things that actually exist. You can an interpretation I've seen is that essentially you can consider them as just representatives of different concepts that are given form. So like, say you have a god that represents like a mythical being that represents certain stuff in nature or certain ideas like love or motivation or something. Let's say like you have like an entity that represents different concepts. They're just essentially all those concepts combined together and given form, right? In a way that humans can kind of like, you know, worship, I guess, if they wanted to, or honor, or something like that. But they're basically just like they're concepts given form. So, you know, you could essentially honor them without actually being religious, in my opinion. Like, I think some of the most ancient, you know, belief systems, like, you know, a lot of them are like nature based. A lot of people just like honor nature. It's just about honoring like the earth and, you know, nature and what nature provides for you. So you don't have to go full on like you don't gotta go to church and you don't gotta it's I don't know. It's interesting when you actually like educate yourself on like what other cultures do, you know. You're like, oh well, I don't have to do this. It doesn't have to be like this, you know. You could simply just honor things that are important to you. You know, you respect nature? You want to worship a fucking tree or something? Do that. You're allowed to. It's not weird. You know what? I'm going to go over there. I'm going to fly over there. Go back to the asshole? Wait a minute. What do you mean the asshole? Go back to the... What do you mean the asshole? Are you talking about the red tube? I don't... Is there like another thing that I don't know about? What happens if I go in there? Let's see, when you eat fish, you thank the fish. Religion isn't needed to be spiritual and feel honor for the world that you live in. Yeah. Yeah, you can be spiritual in different ways. You don't have to be part of, like, a specific belief system. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm gonna fly up to this, like, thing up there. Oh, God. No, 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 no! Not again. Honestly, like, for anyone that's been around me for a long time, this would not be anything new. Me talking about this stuff. When I was a young person, and I did. So I posted a bunch of. I'm gonna have to fly up there. I posted a bunch of old art recently. Why am I not being able to fly now? Oh, this is bad. I might actually have to respawn. I'm gonna do that because it looks like, okay, I'm missing an area. It's probably the back rooms. Let's see, you have forever associated me with fish. What do you mean, fish? They were talking about the colon area? Oh, the red tube. Yeah, you can, I don't think there's anything special about the red. I do love me fish, by the way. I don't eat it as much as I should. Oh, I'm wondering if I should, in order to get the other thing, I would have to go into the back rooms, and I'm kind of avoiding that. I think I've seen, there's like one thing that I'm missing. I feel. I mean, it's probably in the back rooms, but there's also... Oh, your fish questions. Okay. It's strange that my flying's not working. Hold on. Weird. Yeah, my flying's not working, so I might not be able to go back to the tube room. I'm gonna hang out here in here a little bit longer. I feel like I'm like missing stuff. Like I definitely thought there were some other pool areas. Maybe I have to go back to the beginning. There was an area. Oh yeah, I don't think I went over here. Or was this where I came from? I don't know. It's easy to get lost in here. Well, hey, I mean, you know what? It's okay to think things and honor things, you know? Even fish, if you wanna thank the fish you eat, that is perfectly fine because, hey, there could be a time when we don't have fish anymore. So, you know, I guess if you want to be thankful for anything in life, that's fine, you know? Whether it be like animals, you know, food that you eat, nature, people. That's okay to do. Whatever way you want to do it too. Oh yeah, I was talking about the art. Man, my brain just got completely sidetracked. Holy shit. Um Oh yeah, so I did share a bunch of old art, like really, really old art. Some of that stuff was from when I was in teens, but I draw a lot of like mythical beings. Like I have a lot of art of like monsters and mythical beings, but when I was a kid, I used to read, one of my favorite things was reading about mythology. So I have a lot of influence from that. So me talking about this stuff is like nothing new. Ooh. This is giant. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go in there. I'm so afraid of ending up in the back rooms by going through like a sussy blue tube. Oh, there's many rooms. Oh, of course, this is like a famous... there's an image... I don't know if it's a real image or not, but there's an image that this is based on that has a bunch of like tubes around it. There's like a pool in the middle. And there's quite a few VRChat maps that are based on it as well. I don't think these go anywhere. No, I don't think they do. Do they? Oh, there is something up there. This place is like massive. Kind of feel like I'm going backwards. Like I was supposed to be... come from the other area and like slide down. See, fish is the best protein source for bulking up. Yeah. Let's see, you read about marine predators having swole brains due to all the omega fatties they eat. Yeah, honestly, oh yeah, this is the same dev as Dream Pools, by the way, if you've been there before. So this is like the nightmare version. This is like the opposite of Dream Pools. And yeah, speaking of, I need to ingest more fish. In fact, I have, I brought it up before, but I have a health issue that requires me to ingest a lot of salt, and I was like, and, you know, getting more fish in the system would be good, right? And so I was thinking what I need to do is get, like, fucking anchovies or something. That might be too much salt. But yeah, I have to, like, live like a fish, guys. Like, I gotta stay moist. Well, it's not that bad, but, like, I have, like, it's so funny how, like, something disrupting your blood pressure and, like your body's ability to properly stabilize its blood pressure can cause so many, like, dumb problems. And even, like, when you're doing, like, the most minor things, it can trigger symptoms. So in order to counter that, I'm supposed to be consuming a lot of sodium. And, like, I had, and alongside of that, way more water than, you know, what's average. So I gotta ingest sodium and more water. So I gotta be like a salty fish. I have to live like a salty fish. I have to be careful of, like, super hot or super cold temperatures. God, what the fuck else triggered? There's so many other, like, triggers for it. It sucks. Because it'll, like, eat, it, like, saps my energy out. So I was here. But, I was thinking what could be very helpful for me is to eat, like, salty fish. Like, especially in the morning. Because the morning is, like, the most important time to do that. So go eat anchovies. Ooh, there's, like, a large one here. Massive. Yeah, I mean, despite having the issue, I still do stuff that'll trigger some symptoms, so it's just kind of like, oh well. It's just about managing it, because there's no, like, cure for it. I mean, technically there's a way to, like, make it better, but... technically. Yeah, because it's like... technically, it's one of those things tied to a specific hormone, so if I do something, in the future about that specific hormone and change it, it might be better. It might be better, because, you know... Isn't it cool how, like, you know, specific things in your body are tied to, like, every other fucking thing in your body? So, like, if something goes wrong with one thing, you have so many other issues. Isn't that cool? Let me see. Jackal, you bought Steelhead. Oh, how was it? Steelhead, you know what I do with Steelhead? I haven't had it in a while. And for the longest time, I thought Steelhead was like a type of salmon. It tastes salmon-esque, doesn't it? But I think it's like a trout. I buy this big thing of Steelhead, and I just cook it. I'll put like a little olive oil on it. It's already got a lot of oil already. Like, things like salmon and stuff are pretty fatty, so you don't really need to oil it up too much. But I do like a little, like, olive oil. And I would, like, take the skin off and fry it separately. I might fry the skin in like, some salt and olive oil, because the skin's nutritious, especially salmon skin. But I would just do pink salt. Do a little pink salt on the Steelhead, and that was enough. And it was really good. So, let's see. Those goals are diametrically opposed. More water volume means lower salt concentration in blood, so you gotta eat the salt. You can dilute your salt concentrations to deadly lows. It's called hyponatremia. It's what drinking too much water gets you. Yeah, so... Yeah, I gotta, like, try and... It's kind of a pain. That's a pain to figure out. Like I said, there is, like, technically research on a way to, like, lessen it, but I have to get to that point. It's basically something... I'm not going to say what it is. It's just something that technically is killing two birds with one stone. Is there another expression I can use where I'm not... Is there another expression for that instead of saying the killing birds? I mean, it's hitting something with like a one stone. Two things, one stone kind of deal. Where if I get around to doing it, it might potentially help with some other, like, health issues. Might actually make them better. So... Ray, are you still around? Here's the colon tube. I can go in the colon tube again. If you're wondering, we're also in VRC being stupid, but also watching you. I kind of figured that. You don't like skin? Yeah, I know. So, fish skin especially is not easy for people to ingest. I don't do it too much, but I love whenever I have salmon. It's very nutritious. Oh, here's the red tube room. This is what I was looking for. Or wait, wasn't I here? Was I here before? No, right? I don't think I was here before. Well, I found the colon room. But yeah, I like frying salmon skin in olive oil. I feel like I was here though, wasn't I? I must have been here, and then I forgot. Let's see, skin exists because it's good at its job, but you don't like eating fish skin. Yeah, I mean, you know, the scales. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to eat fish skin because there's... I was just here, right? Isn't there something behind the waterfall? Yeah, this is what happens when you get lost. Yeah, because okay. And there was nothing behind here, right? Scoring 2 goals with 1 ball. Yeah. You too dislike bird killing metaphors. Well, I think that's it. There's actually, you know how I said there was a hidden sands box in Dreamsful? There is like a Deltarune reference, but I don't remember how to get to it. Here, we're going back in the colon. The problem is I need flying. I think I'll have to switch to my Beano to do that. So if I end up in the blue tube room, I'm gonna explore that a little bit and then I'll get out of here. Let me see what time I'm on here. What time is it? Only 7? So I've been streaming for, let's see, 6 hours. Wow. That's what I wanted to do though. Just do like a couple hours or so. So I'm back in here. There's like one more secret here somewhere. Will we come here tomorrow for map hop? I don't know, because I've been in here with other people already, so I don't know if I'm gonna repeat it. I also feel like people are would get so lost. Even compared to Dream Pools. Dream Pools is like, I know Dream Pools pretty well, so it's easy to like navigate that. This is like kind of a little, well, it's exactly what it's called, liminal nightmares, especially this area. Like, people would just get lost here. Okay, so let me switch to an avatar. where I can properly fly. Probably just take out Beano and do that. That way I can get to the rest of the stuff here and then check out another map. Yeah, I would definitely, you know what? It's probably better to check out by yourself. I definitely recommend. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna fly the blue boy again. Occasionally I switch to Beano. I can't help it. He's still too popular. He's too popular to not use him occasionally. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this area here. I don't know if this is gonna look familiar to anyone, but we'll see if you recognize it. Here, let's do a little like cinematic. As the years have come and gone, you've grown so much, yet that spark of wonder never left your eyes. Thank you for always being curious and taking the roads less traveled. The world hasn't always been supportive of folks like that. It's been such a long journey to make it to this point. But, despite everything, it's still you. And I'm glad you're here. Okay, well, I don't know if that's from Undertale or Deltarune. You tell me. This is actually a really cool looking area, though. Look at that. Yeah, I got underdooted. Oh, look at this. Is there anything else? I think that's it. But yeah, that'll be it for this map. That was pretty fun to go through that and talk to you guys. So let's check out a few smaller maps here, and then I'll end the stream after a while. Sipping on dark fountain juice. I'm gonna check out. Didn't you guys mention Japan Shrine? Hold on. There was like an updated Japan Shrine map. I kind of want to check that out. Japan Shrine Summer. Check this. Also, yeah, we're doing a map hop tomorrow. Like I said, there's some specific maps I want to take the group in. We're probably gonna do a few museum maps. There's another like Kaizo Complex X. It's bleh. There's a Kaizo Complex-esque map. Oh yeah, this is very recognizable to me now. These things here, because I learned about them, I actually have, along with the Tori. This is cool. This looks really cool. I actually think I've been to a version of this map before, like a winter one, but this is like a nighttime one, which is like appropriate for the avatar that I'm wearing. Um, it's just Shimenawa, I think the sacred rope. But for the Tori that I made, and also above my doorway, I got hemp rope because they don't really sell the rope that they use in Japan to make these. But I found out something interesting about these, and like my decision to use hemp. But if you know like about like Japanese culture now, they're not allowed to like they're pretty strict on like cannabis, right? That apparently includes stuff made from hemp. So I learned that the sacred rope that they used to use for like their shrines like they tie around a bunch of stuff used to be made from hemp, but they're not allowed to use it anymore because of the cannabis laws. It's just interesting. So my decision to get like hemp rope in order to make like this rope for like the Torii and like for a thing to go over the doorway was like, oh, by the way, I'm using like the more ancient version of the rope, which is really cool. But yeah, I made one of these. There's one over my doorway, and it has these like zigzag paper things, which are called shide. They have different representations, but the shide kind of look like it's supposed to look kind of like lightning bolts, but they have like different meanings along with like the sacred rope. So a lot of them, you'll find a lot of these along like torii gates, and they might be wrapped around objects that are considered like maybe a gateway to the spiritual realm or considered sacred objects. You might see them wrapped around like really old rocks, trees, all kinds of stuff. But the paper things are really fun to make as well. You can just use regular paper, and they have to be. It sort of feels like origami in a way, because in order to make these to look the way they do, you have to like cut them and fold them in a very specific way to make that like zigzag bolt pattern. So it was pretty fun to do that. Oh yeah, this place looks nice. Okay, it's a little torii gate right here with candles on it. What can I? What's this do? Oh, this puts you in here. Oh, this is really nice. Oh, you can't. You're not allowed to. Why would you? Why would you teleport someone to that area and not allow them to actually walk in the water? Oh yeah, here's a little it's an itty bitty shrine. This sometimes for the shelf thing that I mentioned, it isn't this some of the things don't look this elaborate, but it's similar to this. Sometimes people will build like a little thing or buy a thing from a shrine that looks similar to this, but they're like offerings for the deity of their choice, like the Shinto deity of their choice. But yeah, sometimes or you'll just see little shrines like this people will have in like their yards. Oh, this is like really nice looking. Apparently this is like new or an updated version. Wow, look at the like background too that they chose for this. You're working on chains? Good luck with that. It's like a little boat. Can I get over here? Oh yeah, you can actually walk over here. Can I ride the boat? Oh yeah, this is way more extensive than the other version of this map. Like the older version of this. I should see if I can ride in the boats. Nope. I guess I'm gonna have to get to them another way. Oh yeah, this is another. This is a symbol. That's another thing I kind of. I drew like one to tape to the Tory that I made, but you might see these symbols a lot, and this actually might mean it's like I don't know if it's always associated with the Amatsukami, but that symbol in particular is associated with like the like Gion worshippers or people who like worship Susanoo. It's kind of meant to look kind of like a cyclone, but usually like it usually has like these three commas that are kind of like swirling around, but you'll tend to see them. So that means this is like a Shinto shrine for sure. Oh yeah, here's another thing with offerings as well. It's not to actually like know stuff. Um, be educated about it a little bit when you go to these places so you know what the hell you're looking at. Ooh. Yeah, you notice they have a bunch of these things here. The charms that you can buy. I mentioned I don't know if I mentioned on stream, maybe I did, but there's a we have some places where you can buy these charms. I forgot the actual Japanese name of them, but a lot of people will buy them for like good luck or success or to help with like motivation stuff when it comes to like work or business or school, like or if you have exams, whatever it is. So a lot of people will go to shrines and buy these. There's also like you can get these at stores as well. We have this big Japanese department store here up in Seattle called the Wajimaya, and they sell those. They even have like anime ones. So I mean, they're just sort of like they're an old practice, but it's something that's been modernized to the point where you can buy like ones that are themed off of like popular stuff. Like I was mentioning earlier about like what people do with their kamidanas. I've seen like Japanese fans of certain games they'll they'll add stuff like merch or whatever like modern things to the stuff like that. Oh, this looks really good. Ooh. Oh, that looks like grilled fish or something with sauce. See, you think those zigzags? Oh, the shide. Here, let me get over here. Oh, all this food looks so good. I'm gonna have to eat food. I'm gonna eat some stuff when I had spaghetti. I don't think it was filling enough though. I guess I didn't eat enough. Every time I see really good looking food in VRChat, I'm gonna have to. It makes me hungry in real life, and I have to go and snack on something. Oh, look at this! I think this is like a fish cake. Oh, that looks so good. Let's see. You said you think those zigzags are also attached to a stick to ward off ghosts. I love the clip of a brother asking his sister to fix a computer virus. So she later returns dressed as a shrine maiden, waving the oh yeah, that's like a thing that's been if you've ever watched like anime or Japanese fiction, that's something that ends up popping up a lot. um let's see, or dotting the last I on the little Daruma doll. Yeah, that's another practice as well. I think they sometimes do it during birthdays, or maybe they do it during a specific God, they have like so many holidays. There's so many holidays for different stuff. Like there's Children's Day. There's a lot of different like seasonal festivals. It's hard to keep up. Let's see, did the trainers from older Pokemon games have them? There were some, yes. There were actually some, if I recall, there were some trainers that were like that. Oh yeah, Okami. I need. You know what? Okami's something I need to get around. Shame on me. I always say shame on me because it's something as a mythology nerd to some extent. I should play Okami, and as someone who likes Zelda as well, I should play Okami, and I just have not gotten around to it for some reason. Like especially someone who likes the PS2 generation of games. For some reason, I just never got around to it, and I know I'd like it. I think I just need to buckle in, and whenever I get the chance to do it, it's just like so many games. It's so hard to like figure out when, and then there are times when I just want to take a break and not play any games. I've been doing that lately. I think I just got burned out a little bit because there's so much coming out, and then I get really. It's hard for me to sit at a computer for a long time and just you know I like moving around, and with my health condition, it's not good to sit for a very long time. And so when I'm playing games, I'd have to like kind of break up sessions, that sort of thing. Um, and lately, I've been just wanting to not be on the computer. I've been wanting to, like I said, I've been doing crafty type stuff, and then I spent a long time like going through all my old art. Oh, this looks so good, sushi. Going through a lot of old art and just doing stuff in my condo that I need to get to, like doing physical stuff. It's been a long time sleeving and putting in binders like old art that I had. Doing crafts while watching like Breaking Bad, that sort of thing. Just taking a break from games because I need to like. I think it's good to if you're even if you're a gamer, maybe like not spend most of your life playing games. Do other things too, because sitting's really not good for you. Or I don't know if it's really good for your brain though. Like video games are great and all, but I think it would be good to like maybe try and do other things with your hands and to engage your brain as well. Like actually do like physical stuff. I think it's just me getting to that point. Because there's more I do on the computer than play games. I also do like do like 3D models or video editing. Like I spent a lot of time on the computer doing like digital stuff, and it's not good for my brain. So I also do like I like doing VR, but at least with VR, it feels like I'm kind of interacting with stuff. It like bridges. It feels like a bridge between like doing things physically and digitally, so it doesn't feel quite as bad as just sitting on a computer, desktop doing stuff. I need to stop looking at all this food. It looks too good. Oh, look at this little bedroom. Yeah, this looks really nice at night. Can I pick these up? Nope. I was trying to sit on the bench, but it wasn't working for me. Let's see. You're dealing with choice paralysis for choosing what to do with your time during top surgery recovery. Read a book series, play games, work on VRC worlds, all the things. Yeah, there's also just wanting to do everything between physical and digital stuff and then ending up not doing anything because that happens to me as well. I've also been trying to get back into reading physical books this year as well because that's very therapeutic. I bought like a few new books. I like nonfiction mainly. Like I like reading biographies and stuff. I like things to educate the brain with. So there's that. I also like I have my share of horror manga that I like to read every now and then. Oh, there's a tree in the way. Oh, this is like really cramped in here. The kitsune, the foxes. Oh yeah, here's a little like. Oh, this looks really nice. Yeah, this is like offerings. You can also this is something I did too because this is something you can do. You can also like offer cooked food too if you have like a kamidana or shrine or something. Like say if you like cook rice or whatever, you can also just like add it there as an offering and then what you would do with stuff like that, obviously it's not going to like get actually eaten up. It's just there to honor the thing you're offering it to, but you just offer it, a day and then like changed out the food the next day, that sort of thing. Especially if you offer like if you have any like liquid offerings, you'd want to like, change them out and clean out containers every now and then. It's respectful to do that, obviously you don't like if you do anything that's like offering water or food or plants, at a shrine, you want to change them out eventually because you don't want to have a bunch of like old dead rotting stuff if you're trying to like venerate a god. I'm trying to figure out how to get to the boats. If it's through here. Yeah, this has a ton. I'm wondering which shrine this is based off of, if this has like a basis. Oh, that's another thing that reminds me. You can apparently which I'm not going to do this quite. I'm not going to build like shrines to like, the deceased. Um I do kind of like want to have little just like what I did with my cat cuz I posted a picture of like kind of like this little like remembrance thing I did for on a shelf for my cat. It kind of looks like a shrine, but it's not too fancy. I want to do that for some of this deceased relatives, but one thing that's interesting about Shinto is your relatives can become kami. Like that's a thing that they believe in. So your ancestors can also become kami. So you might see in some shrines or maybe in like a residential area and stuff, you might see a lot of stuff dedicated to like people's ancestors. Like they venerate their ancestors. Might even have like offerings and stuff. Ooh, this is really pretty. Look at that. Oh, I'm like floating a little bit. That's okay. That's like amazing up here. Wish you could do puzzles, but you doubt your TRX arm capabilities will lend themselves to puzzle activities. Yeah, I don't really do there are people who are really into like they have a hobby of buying like, puzzle pieces and stuff, and then eventually they'll put them together and they'll find a way to seal them so they can put them in a picture frame. I was never the kind of person to be into that kind of stuff. I like building things, really. I guess that's a puzzle in itself. If you're like uh if you do crafts and or if you're working with whatever, um that kind of feels like a puzzle. Like when I was doing the Torii gate, because it's like, okay, I need to figure out what sort of things I need and like how to like piece it together. Um, just how do I build this thing with what I have, kind of thing. So that feels like a puzzle sometimes. I do not know how to get to those boats. Maybe I can fly over there. I think this is like, it's getting kind of late too. So I'm gonna fly over here and see what. I'm just gonna cheat a little bit. Oh god, yeah. So I think this is, I forgot what this is, but I believe this is something they do in New Year's? Or maybe sometime after New Year's? Eggplant and cucumbers. I also mentioned, so funny. I've already mentioned this, but one of the Amatsukami, you're not allowed to have, actually, I think it's only, there's sometimes where they don't allow you to have cucumbers, but, and there's also, I learned recently when they're having a festival that celebrates, I think, the specific god, like Susanoo or um, Gozu Tenno, you're not allowed to eat cucumbers. In fact, the restaurants in the areas that do those festivals will not allow you to have cucumbers, so they have to like substitute the cucumbers, which is really funny. There's this little area here. Little like cave. Yeah, this is nice. I really like this version of the map. A lot of stuff just looks really cool at nighttime. Oh man, look at these fancy offerings. Got fruit, fish, vegetables. Yeah, I think these are rice cakes. Why the fuck are cucumbers prohibited? Look it up. I don't want to explain the lore. Look up, I'm trying, I think if you search Gion and cucumbers, it'll probably come up. There's like two reasons for it. One is because, one of the Amatsukami got blinded by a falling cucumber during a thunderstorm. And that, there's a specific town that prohibits them, and then like during the Gion festivals, they say that so you see the symbol here, this like emblem. They say if you cut a cucumber in a specific way, then apparently the cucumber with the way the seeds are positioned looks like this emblem. So that when they're doing the festivals, if you eat the cut pieces of cucumber during this time, it's like you're disrespecting the god because you're eating the emblem of the god, so you don't want to do that. So that's why the restaurants won't serve you cucumber. They have to replace it during the time when they're doing that festival. So it's It's kind of funny, but it's what it has to be done. They respect the tradition, so yeah. Yes, he just Susano hates cucumbers, and it's funny as fuck. So the cukes are meant for the kappa. Yeah, kappa love cucumbers. Let me check the time here because it's getting kind of late. It is. I have been streaming like 2 hours. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I could do one more map. I think. Let's see. You also hate cucumbers. Oh, I love cucumbers, especially stuff made with cucumbers. Like I like cucumber soda and like a water essence cucumber. Like I don't know. And I like pickles. I like summer salad that has like vinaigrette and cucumbers. I also like eating the cucumbers raw. I don't know. I'm a cucumber lover. And I say that while wearing a Nahobina avatar, so I'm disrespect to Nahobino, I guess. You don't like get the vegetables out? They add a really interesting flavor. Cucumber soda is interesting tasting. I love it. I absolutely love it. Do you like eggplant at least? I'm an eggplant lover. Let's see where else we can go. There's jelly. Let's see, jellyfish. I want to check out this jellyfish world. This looks really cool. You think you've ever had eggplant? It's pretty nice because you could technically like. I feel like it's good enough to be used as one of the alternatives for meat. Like it's good on its own. Like I don't know if you've ever had eggplant parmesan. That's my favorite way of having eggplant. It's also really good if it's sautéed and fried. Like I had this thing I get. Oh my god, is this like oh, this is like someone else's version of the Wispy Woo map, isn't it? Dang it. I see what they did. I think it looks like they combined. See, this is the kind of stuff that irritates me. I brought this up before. I'm going to turn down the world volume because it's probably copyrighted. Probably going to get hit with that anyways. This is a nice world by Wispy Woo. However, the only issue with a lot of the, like, with the Wispy Moo maps is, okay, so Wispy Moo makes them and they're really cool and I like visiting them and, you know, they're uploaded to VRChat for people to, like, hang out in and stuff. But they're also offered for people to buy and this is such a common problem in VRChat, and it's very confusing and frustrating because people will buy these maps, but they'll barely do anything different with them. They'll probably like customize them a little bit, but they might change the pictures or throw decals or whatever, like they did with this. And then for some reason, they end up really popular and start trending on VRChat, and they might change the thumbnail, and so I get confused and tricked into thinking, oh, this is a new world, and oh nope, turns out it's a re-upload of someone else's map that they bought. So oh my god. It's just like it's very frustrating. A lot of people put cheese on it and bake it. Yeah, eggplant is amazing. But yeah, I get this thing from a Vietnamese restaurant that is fried sauteed eggplant and tofu with like stir fry vegetables, and it's usually kind of spicy and has some kind of sauce in it too. So fucking good. It's so good. Like the eggplant, you got the crispy outside of the fried eggplant. Like they put like I don't know what they use, some sort of tempura or whatever. So you have the crispy outside and then the eggplant inside is all like nice and gooey and oh, it's so good. All right, next map then. I'm not even gonna bother with this. It's a re-upload. Yeah, I'm starting to even from thumbnails from some of these. I'm starting to notice re-uploads. Ugh. Let's see, Roadhouse. What does it say? The Road Home at Sunset. Okay, we can check this one out. This is me when trying to find club worlds. Oh god. Yeah, there's a lot of re-uploaded stuff. It's always that one fucking club. There's one that keeps getting like uploaded and taken down, and I don't know if it's like the same club or if it's like different re-uploads. Oh, hold on. Is this gonna have copyrighted music? There's a chance that it does. Oh wait, lol, I don't know if you're still around. Was this the world that you were at? Can love bloom on the battlefield? Can I wear this? No, it just stays. Let's see what we got here. Interesting combination of stuff. There's, would it be kind of fun if you could ride the tank through the flower field? You were here yesterday? It's like a huge map. Maybe someone, like, just took their tank and drove away from the battlefield and got, like, way the fuck away. Just went, nah, fuck this. Oh, I can't go over there. Yeah, it's nice to look at. It's got kind of an interesting vibe. Just hang out with a couple of your buddies right next to a tank. Do a little war RP or something, I guess. The guns don't work. Alright, let me see what else there is here before I head off. Undertale. Always a ton of Undertale stuff. Azuki. There's like a new oh yeah, I posted some pictures of it. There's an art gallery for Van Gogh if you're interested in that. I won't be visiting it, but like I would say that's something if, like people should like just personally go, and it's got a lot of information about the paintings too. Oh, this looks like a Yuzuru Night Dream. Silent Hill 2 Historical Society. Is that... I'm gonna check that out really quick. Couldn't find the rest of the prison. I think the large... There's so many Silent Hill 2 ports. I kind of wish there was more ports of the other Silent Hill games, though. Like, there's some for Silent Hill 3. And there's a fully explorable... Like, it's been around for a long time, but there's a fully explorable Silent Hill 2 map, so... And I think this... I think the Historical Society area is a part of it? I haven't heard this music in a while. Your ad. Is this someone's maybe it's someone's recreation of it. Which... Is this like the OG one? It can't be like the... It's not going to be the remake. I actually haven't checked to see if there's any like Silent Hill 2 remake content in VRChat yet. Pete's Bolorama. Oh, speaking of bowling, you know how I was bowling. I was doing I played a weird bowling game earlier when I was just streaming a bunch of random VR games, but I would love a functional Pete's Bolorama. Jackson. I think they might need to fix the transparency on some of the plants here. It's kind of weird how dark it is, because usually Silent Hill 2 is like, I mean, the fog is like white. It's not actually dark. There are some dark areas in it, but it's mostly like, you know, bright and foggy. It's usually during the daytime too. Like everything is just like, it's just white fog. Can we go in here? This is like the place where James jumps down multiple holes. It is interesting to see other people's ports, though. Oh yeah, the famous this picture. I forget, where do you fall down the hole in here? Maybe it's in one of the other rooms. Oh, is it in here? Oh, there's the... Okay. I could have swore you jumped down a hole, but maybe I'm misremembering. Oh, like this. Yeah, this hole here. One of many holes that you jump down. This is a really long staircase. It's been a while since I played the original Silent Hill 2. This place is so crusty. Look at all that delicious rust. I think this is it. They said, I think the description mentioned they didn't add the prison, but it's still pretty cool. Yeah. I think this is it, chat. It was fun to explore. I always like doing the solo exploration, you know, talking to you guys. But I think I'm gonna head off, and then we will be doing a group map hop tomorrow. Probably around the same time, like 6 o'clock, something like that. So, but yeah, this is fun. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. Let me see if there's anyone on. I always forget the raid, but I love that. Silent Hill 2 music. So fucking good. Let me see if anyone I'm following is actually live. Is anyone alive tonight? Zot is live. I'm gonna raid you guys into Zot. Zot is playing RimWorld. I guess if you haven't had your fill of RimWorld yet, you can have more with Zot. So go say hello to Zot for me. Let's see. Hopefully that's raiding. They changed the way the raids are done, so it always kind of confuses me. Let me know. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully the raid went through it, because I can never fucking tell with the way they change shit, so. And I'll, oh, there we go. Sweet. I'll see you guys later.